to make a project that requires some wire, a French knitter or knitting Nancy, some needle nose pliers, a glue gun, some 8-ply 3-weight or DK yarn, whichever your preference is, and something to use with the knitting Nancy that you can pick up your loops for lifting over. And you probably need some sanity. You really need to hold on to your sanity when you're using one of these things, I've got to tell you. Okay, this is what I made earlier. I'm hoping that when you look at this, you see the word joy, because that is the word I see. And yeah, this can be put on a bookcase, leant against some books, you know, on your bookshelf. You could probably lean it against a candle, not a lit candle, but a candle on a table. You could lean it against, I'll put it on an actual Christmas tree, sit it on a big branch, or you could even put a little piece of yarn or something in the O and have it hang from your Christmas tree. It's just a little decoration made with an I-cord with some wire inside it and glued in strategic places so that it spells a word. You can either make an I-cord with your knitting needles, or you can lose your sanity and use one of these. And I really wish there was an easier way to use one of these, but there's only one way that I know of to use one of these, and it's really been, I've got to tell you, testing me. So anyway, the idea is you go around each pin anti-clockwise, and then you go to the next pin, and you go around that one anti-clockwise to the next pin. You go around that one anti-clockwise to the next pin. Around that one anti-clockwise to the next pin. Around anti-clockwise to the next pin. And then bring that to the front. Now you may notice that this has 6 pins. A lot of knitting Nancy's have 4. Some have 6. This one obviously has 6. Once you have, oops, that's why you need your sanity. Once you have wound them all, and you come to the outside and you bring your yarn around the outside. Where you have 2 strands, you pick up the bottom strand and you lift it over. Pick up the bottom strand, trying to make sure I'm on the screen, and bring it over. Bring up the bottom strand and over. Pick up your bottom strand. Come on. You've been behaving so far. And just keep going like that. After a little while, hang on, oops. You can pull on it just to keep it tighter. You know, like from underneath, you give it a pull. And yeah, that will possibly tighten up these loops a little bit. Lift it over the top one. Did I split it? Yes, it is splitting as I'm lifting it over, isn't it? Hang on. Let's try that again without grabbing the top one. Maybe that's my problem all along. I've been grabbing part of the top one. Grab just the bottom one and bring it over. because I haven't been having much success with this, I've got to be honest. There has been bad language. You know, I've broken one of the commandments. I can't remember which one it is. You shouldn't use God's name in vain. Yeah, all sorts of things have been going on, trying to get this Knitting Nancy working and going, but it seems to be okay at the moment. And I'm just going to keep going. I'm not going to make a full length one and make the word joy. What I am going to do is just make another little Christmas ornament with a small piece of wire, and the other items I've shown you already. Now, to make anything with this, like the word joy, or you could do love, or you could do humbug, I would just get a piece of paper, you write out the word, preferably in cursive, with all your loopy doopies that you know you normally would put in. And once you've written out the word the way you want it to look, you know, in the form that I made my joy in, you can get a piece of yarn, lay a piece of yarn along the word, so you make the word big enough so that you can, you know, or make the word, actually, sorry, I should have said that at the beginning. You make the word the size you want your ornament or whatever to be. Then you use a piece of yarn and you lay it along the full length of the word you're making. Cut it when you get to the end. When you pull the yarn straight, that is how long your Knitting Nancy I-cord needs to be. Alternatively, if you don't have a Knitting Nancy, you could try making a crocheted or knitted I-cord if you wanted. Despite the issues I have had with my Knitting Nancy, I do think it's a better option, just because I don't know, I find when I make an I-cord with knitting needles and with crochet, there's always a bit of a gap down one side where, you know, where there shouldn't be, and that's probably to do with my tension and just the way, you know, I'm doing it, but it does tend to ruin the effect a bit. So that's, whereas with this, you know, it might take a little bit more getting used to, and it might take a little bit longer than knitting would to get one row done. But once you get started and get going, you know, you can really pick up the pace, and it really is quite fun. I say quite fun. It's not as terrible as it was when you first started doing it. So this one is being a bit difficult. No, okay. And then of course you keep pulling on this just to tighten up the tension a little bit, and that sometimes makes it a bit easier to pick up that bottom loop to bring it over the top loop. I think also you need to be careful that when you're picking up that bottom loop, you need to make sure, see how I split that one? See how that's split a little bit? But I'm still making sure that the whole thread is coming over. If you leave part of the thread over here, it's just going to make it that much harder to pick up this one, because part of it's going to be attached to this one, if if you understand my meaning there. So yeah, this I-cord I'm making will be a bit smaller, but I am just showing you the way to make the ornaments like this. And I may even make some more later on. So the tension's getting a bit too tight now. Okay. So yeah, so once you know how long you want your piece, you just start doing your knitting Nancy's. And honestly, I mean, they say kids can use these things. I don't know. If you've got kids that might like to use it, get them to do the I-cord bit, and you'll just do the rest. You can show them how to finish it off, and they can make some decorations with you. If you've got more than one knitting Nancy, get all the kids doing it. Get 3 or 4 if you've got 3 or 4 kids, and have them all doing knitting Nancy's. And so you can make lots of decorations. Band-aid. So yeah. See that split again, but I've got it all over. I picked up the whole thing over the loop. Yep, got the whole loop and put it over the other loop. Now this is I'm using here a knitting DPN, which stands for double pointed needle. With the crochet hook you can also use that. With the crochet hook you can sort of, you really need a really thin one though to get in. Have I got a thin one? Not handy, I don't think. But you can sort of, with the hook, you would go in behind, like I have here, go in behind and slide it in to that bottom stitch from below. See how I've done that? See how that is? Then you can draw it back, and because it's got a hook on it, it picks up that stitch, and then it's just easier that way to loop over. So you sort of go, you slide it behind. It's not going to let me do it now. And you slide into the hole that you need, the stitch you need. Nope, it's not going to let me do it this time. But you would need quite, oh yes, it goes, there you go. So you'd slide in. Once you've got it, you can come back with the hook and pull it over. And that hopefully would make it a little bit easier if you're having trouble, which I had constantly. But I think that was more. I think my biggest problem was I kept splitting the yarn. I also think that using red yarn with a red background wasn't the best idea I've had, because it makes it hard for me to see if I am splitting the yarn or if I'm going into the right spot, because I can't see the yarn properly. No, it doesn't want me to pick up this one again. Come on, slide in. So I'm going to go back to my needle, just because I found that worked for me. This actually came with this thing, plastic needle, really, really flimsy and quite thick, and I found it absolutely impossible to use a knitting Nancy with that. So that's when I went on to a crochet hook, and I found that I worked some of the time, but then I found a really thin DPN. We could use a cable needle when you do cables. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to pull that down. You get the general idea. Just keep going. And will see you back here when your item is long enough, or until, you know, my item is long enough or whatever. And I will just show you the process I used by making a smaller decoration to actually hang on the tree. It's amazing how much it does grow once you sort of really get started, get going, and get into a rhythm, you know, and can see what you're doing. So, okay, I'll be back later. It'll be just a few seconds for you, but it'll be a lifetime for me. Back soon.
Hi, my name is Maggie, and my mummy says you need to hit that like and subscribe button because of this YouTubey something or others, something something important. Anyway, thank you. Bye.
Okay, I'm back. I actually found it a lot easier. I found this, what was this? It says IMIA 6. Yeah, I have no idea. IMIA 6. And it's a 1mm hook. Actually, I say I found it. My mother found it somewhere in their house. And it must have belonged to my dad's mother, who was a woman who taught me how to crochet. So anyway, I found that a lot easier to use to pick up the stitches with. Now, I just thought I'd show you how to cast off with these, in case you've never done it. There's a few ways you can do it, but this is my preferred way. So we get the stitch, we take it off that, and we put it onto the next stitch. We pick up that stitch and we pull it over that one, and then we pick up this stitch. Come on, I just told you how easy it's been. And we put it over that stitch, and then we pick up that stitch and pull it over that stitch, take that stitch from there and put it over there. Come on, almost done. And then we get this one. Pull it over that. 2 more to go. Take this one, pull it over that. Take the bottom over the top, and then take this one and put it over there. And then finally take that stitch and pull it over. Grab that stitch, pull through. Oh, hang on. Come on. It's a slightly bigger hook now, don't I? Okay. And just put that through there. Oops, would help if I cut the yarn. Oh dear. Okay. And then just pull it, and then it's closed. Okay, I get my piece of wire, and I've curled the end already, which will make it easier for threading through. So that end's already sort of closed off, so we have to go through the other end. And sort of wiggle it about. You might get hooked up on some things, but you have to persist right all the way through. Okay. Cut it to length. pinch and twist, just so it takes the sharp edge and tucks it under a bit. Then with that, I then sewing needle. Oh dear, I don't need two, just the one. Just gonna sew that over. Well, I can go through it, doesn't matter. And put the loose end. Hang on, what are we going to do? Yeah, that's what I'll do. And then I'll do the ends. Grab the ends, tie them together. To form a ring. Oops, that shouldn't have done that. I didn't want that to slip. Try that again. Okay. Oh, gosh. Darn, it's come through there. Okay. That's all right. I'll sew it in using the end. I'm just going to make a heart shape out of this for hanging. But before I do that, I just want to... Oh dear, come on. I think this one's a bit rusty. Okay. Get in there. Okay. Just so that doesn't want to play, does it? It does not want to be nice, so I'm just going to sew over it. I'm going to loop over it. Because I pulled it too tight, I think. Come on. Just recut it. Come on. And just curl it again. Just make it a little bit shorter. It might fit in better then. Okay. Come on. Unloop. Get inside. Right. I'm going to sew the ends in. Just sew them into the middle. Snippy things. Oh, actually cut the yarn this time. Jolly good. Well done. Okay. So I'm going to make just a heart shape. Let's try and just need to shape it first. Rightio. I might put a bit of hot glue just there, just to hold it together. But I haven't turned it on yet, so it'll be a while before it wakes up. So I'll probably do that off screen if I'm going to do it. And what I was also going to do was get that out of the way. Grab a little bell. So I just grab a nice bell. Bit of red yarn and sew this and just sew that through there. It's got caught up on the wire, I think. Oh dear. Slip through that wire for me. Alright, go through a different section. Go through there. Nope, still doesn't want to pull through. Oh dear, this is being very stubborn. No, there we go. Okay. Attach the bell. Just going to see if I can cover that up. That piece of wire does not want to play nice. I'm just going to cover it up with this thread and sew these two sides together instead of gluing them, seeing as I've got a bit of length of thread even, not thread. A bit of my Pommy accent coming out there, I think. Get to the other side. Pull that. I'm going to go back through the other side with only one thread. And I'm just going to tie these two together to finish off. Now you could use this as your hanging bit, or you could use some other like tinsel-like type whatever, because I've got some sort of sparkly tinsel-like scrubby yarn, but I'm going to just tie this. Oh, that bell. This is not helping. Come on. Doesn't want to help me. Doesn't want to be nice. Come on. Play nice with me. Right, yeah. So. Okay. I'm just going to shorten them. Christmassy ornament with a bell to hang on our tree. Needs to be balanced a little bit. I think it's a bit too heavy on that side. So, yep. There we go. One bell ornament and one word of joy. You could almost hang that off the O if you wanted. But I might have to use some tinsel, I think. But come on. This O, this, yeah, there you go, that's better. That's a better heart. And there we go. Jingle bells. Okay. Christmas decoration for the, oh, what day are we at? I don't even know what day we're at anymore. Let's have a look, 6th of December. Some more Christmas decorations. Okay. Okay, gonna leave it there. I will see you tomorrow when we tackle, what am I going to do tomorrow? Oh yeah, another Christmas ornament to hang on your tree. Until then, take care everybody, have fun, try and enjoy Christmas. I can't enjoy it because of the heat here and the stickiness. It's icky horrible. Anyway, take care everybody, and I'll catch you next time. Bye for now.